Facebook friends and family. My name is Lindsey. I'm the Theater Education Coordinator for ASC, and today we are going to make some dream catchers. So what you're going to need are 4 popsicle sticks, a couple of beads, a couple of feathers, and a couple of pieces of yarn, and some Elmer's glue. So the first thing that we're going to do is take our 4 popsicle sticks and put them in a square shape, just like this, and you're going to glue, not too much glue, you don't have to have too much glue, just a little dab will do you. This glue doesn't want to work right. I think I got
the only bad glue.
I got the dry glue. So I'm going to use my finger. But you'll take a little dab of glue, and once you have your frame built, you're going to want to put like a heavy book on it so that it can dry flat and that it dries solid. So we're going to do some video magic like they do on the infomercials, and it's put together. I've used permanent marker and colored on mine. We also did one where you can wrap some yarn. If you have some extra yarn at home, you can wrap them around the popsicle sticks. The creativity is endless. I mean, it's whatever you want, but this can be your frame. I like the shape of a diamond, so I'm going to make my dream catcher hang so that it's hanging from as a shape of a diamond. So the first thing you've got to do is create your webbing. It's a finished one, so you can see what it's going to look like. But the legends are that the bad dreams travel up, or all dreams travel up the strings, and the bad ones get caught in the webbing so that they don't, give you bad dreams. So you'll take your yarn. I usually do it a little bit longer than my arm. This one's longer than I had normally measured it out, but about the length of your arm is all that you're going to need. So I'm probably going to end up having to cut this. And you'll tie 1 knot. And you want to double knot that. And if you have some hot glue, or if you have a little dab of Elmer's glue, if you want to reinforce it with that, you can, but you don't have to. It should be fine with just a knot. Then you're going to take it from whichever side you're starting on and go to any direction on this frame that you choose. And you're going to go either, you can go under it or you can go over it. I go over it and then come back up and hold it and pull it out and pull it really tight so that this is pretty good and tight there. And then you'll go back to the other side and just keep going to all the different sides until you create your webbing pattern. And when you see how it's whatever you want to do. However many times you want to wrap it, you could wrap it all the way around in one direction. It's all up to you. So once you've got it wrapped how you want it, you're going to tie another knot wherever you end it. And sometimes this can be tricky, so if you do have glue, you may want to finish it off with glue. If not, you can just take your time and patiently tie your little knot. So then you have your webbing. And if you want to, you can move them around so that they're spaced out however you want them. I'm going to tweak it just a little bit because I don't like that it's all clumped up on one side. So then you have your, like I said, I wanted mine to be in a triangle or in a diamond. So I'm gonna I have 3 pieces of yarn, and they're different lengths. They don't have to be the same length. They don't have to be in any particular order. And I'm gonna tie them. I'm gonna do where one hangs in the middle, and then there's one on this side and one on this side. And these are where you're going to attach your beads and your feathers. And also, some people, for decorative purposes, like to put a bead along the inside yarn that you wove around the whole frame. And you can totally do that. And if you don't have any beads, you can actually take a drinking straw and cut little tiny pieces, and they'll look like beads. So you can do that as well. Now I'm going to put 2 beads on each strand, because for 2 reasons. One, it helps to weigh it down so that they dangle and they're not like all crunched up and stuck to the top of the frame. Oops. And since we actually have a couple of these little pieces of straw that Shaquila and I cut once upon a time, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these on there too, just because I think they're cool and it can show you how they look. Once you've got all 3 of your beads on your strings, you're gonna wanna take a feather and tie a knot. These feathers that we have actually have the little pokey thing at the end of the feather. Sometimes the feather part goes all the way down. You can actually like put your yarn through the hairy feather parts and it'll tie on there, but you're trying to tie this on there because it's gonna act as an anchor and it's gonna act as a stopper for the beads. So you'll just tie a little knot, and you can cut off all the excess yarn after you've tied your knots. Because the cool thing about these dream catchers is they're not meant to look perfect. They're meant to look like you made them. And so I love imperfections in everything. So nothing of my stuff looks perfect. And I'm gonna take my next feather. So I just so happen to have a little extra yarn right here. So I'm going to cut off, I don't know, about 4 or 5 inches of yarn. And since I have mine is hanging up from the corner, I can just take mine and make a knot there. So now I'm just going to go through and trim all of my excess yarn off of the back of the webbing and off the bottoms of the strands where the feathers are. And now you have your very own dream catcher. And you can adjust. See, so once you hold it up and you know what it looks like hanging, you can adjust where your feathers are, because if you get them too close together, they'll clump up at the bottom. But there is our DIY dream catcher. And I hope you enjoyed making it. I hope you come back and make some more stuff. And don't forget to check out on Wednesdays from 1 to 3. The Breezeway for ASC is open, and you can come and grab a make and take. This week we'll have the dream catchers. And also don't forget to check out our Facebook page and our website, asc701.org. Thank you so much. Sweet dreams!